A Psalm of David, a song that he sang that was recorded. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. Aren't you glad the Lord feeds us? Aren't you glad the Lord leads us? You know, if you choose a man as your shepherd, even a good man, even a godly man, you're going to get off the path sometimes and find yourself in the wrong pasture, eating the wrong food. It's not meant for a man to be your shepherd. It's meant for the Lord to be your shepherd. He's the head of the church, not a bishop, not an apostle, not a preacher, not a pastor. The Lord is the shepherd. He gives us what we need to eat. He knows what kind of diet we need. And He can use a man. He can speak through anyone. He makes me to lie down beside still waters. That's where He leads me. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. That is where He feeds me. Still waters. Still waters run deep, the old saying goes. And the water He leads you to is the river of life. It flows from the throne of God. The throne of God is not a fancy chair from a Christian television show set. The throne of God is the place where He sits. It's your heart. He lives in your heart, in every heart. And He flows. Jesus said, "He that believeth on me, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." That's that still water. That's that river of life that flows out of the people He's surrounded you with. God didn't make a mistake. You have enough people in your life, on Facebook, on YouTube, living in your household, in your local assembly, in your neighborhood, to complete the river of life flowing into your life. It's all there. Every voice you need, it's all there. He'll lead you beside still waters, and you will hear His voice in the trickle of the waters. Yes, you have a choice. You can feed yourself on doctrine and the ideas of man, or you can follow Him and partake of His great plan. He restoreth my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness, all for His name's sake. Father God will restore your mind. He'll restore your soul. That's your mind, your emotions, your intellect. He'll bring restoration, and He'll lead you in righteous paths. In fact, the paths you choose will become righteous because you're there. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for Thou art with me, Lord. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. Even if you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, there's no reason to be afraid. Why? Because He's with you. And a shadow can't hurt you. Have you ever been run over by a shadow of a car standing close to the road? Doesn't hurt. Shadow can't hurt. And the shadows aren't so bad. In fact, if you can show me a shadow, I can show you a light. Wherever there's a shadow, there's a light. Even in that valley, that dark valley of death, when you're facing your own death or walking through that valley because you've lost someone who loves you, there's always a light there. There's always a way to hear the voice of God. There's always a way to find the good. In every situation, all things really do work together for good, even in the valley of the shadow of death, I will hold my head up high, and I'll walk through it, because Father's with me. He's with you, wherever you are. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup is running over. Lord, I thank you that the table's spread and every enemy inside my head has to sit at the feast. There's a beast at the feast. The beast at the feast is you. Not some European businessman. The beast at the feast. 666, never been the number of the devil, not even once. The book of Revelation says it's the number of man. And where is it? It's in his hand. It's in his head. Not on his head. It's not a tattoo. Not on his hand. Are you kidding me? It's in his hand. It's in the strength of what he can do. It's in what we can think, what we can come up with on our own. Oh, there's a beast at the feast. But I'm telling you this, that he's prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemies, in the presence of your attempts to please God. He's prepared a feast of grace and mercy, a feast of righteousness. In the presence of your enemy fear, there's a big bowl of faith waiting on you to dip into. In the presence of your enemy of self-doubt, your enemy of rejection, there's a giant casserole of acceptance that you just need to dip into because you're accepted in the beloved. So much emphasis is placed on accepting Jesus. Well, guess what? He accepted us. We're accepted in the beloved, Paul the Apostle said. And that's the real issue, isn't it? We're accepted in him. He's prepared a feast. And when you're eating at the Father's table, every enemy is silenced. Every enemy, when possible, is made into a friend. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. I think about goodness and mercy almost being like two maids that go behind me, following me, and they mop up every mess I've ever made. Mercy and goodness, or mercy and grace, that's enough to cover any mess. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me. The goodness of grace, the miracle of mercy, mop in hand, mopping up any mistake I've made. And they follow me all the days of my life. They follow you. Hey, and David said, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So will you. Nothing could take that away from you. Nothing could take that away from you. Nothing could take away your residence in the house of God. I'm telling you, you might break fellowship from your end, but you can't break relationship. You belong to him. Nothing's ever going to change that. You will dwell in the Father's presence forever. Because he said, I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you. He meant that. The Lord is my shepherd. Father, thank you for being our shepherd. You know what kind of shepherd he is? Jesus told a story about it. He said, a shepherd with 100 sheep. If even one strays and walks away, he doesn't get any sleep. He leaves the 99 there behind, and he goes and he looks and he searches for the one. Why? Because he's the shepherd. He's the son. And he looks for that sheep until he finds it. Looks for that sheep until he finds it. How long will he keep looking, keep waiting, keep searching? Until he finds it. Not a single sheep will be lost, 'cause he has shed his very own blood and paid the cost, all in all. Every sheep will come home. Why? Because the Lord is our shepherd.